Happy hump day. We got another huge 15-game slate. Let's talk some baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're back to talk some more SEAM, the unpredictable sport of baseball. Holy smokes. Thanks to hitting our only one-unit bet, we broke even, pretty much right around break even again. So it's a boring day. I want to win. I want to sweep, but you know what? We just gotta keep grinding away and trust the research. So we'll go over the recap in just a little bit. Quick reminder, NBA Best Bets video is already out, so be sure to go check that out. That's right, I will be getting 2 videos out, even though Ryan is gone. What a miracle, right? But anyways, any graphics you see in this video or future videos are from OUTLIER, the best betting research tool on the market today. Click that link below for a 7-day free trial. So let's get into it. And I got a cool MLB fun fact. I mean, if you don't really like baseball, maybe this means nothing to you, but I'm a baseball nerd. So I actually just watched a video of Gaylord Perry, a pitcher back in the day, a Hall of Famer, stud, talking about this. But Gaylord Perry's manager said that there was no way Perry was going to hit a home run. In fact, there was going to be someone landing on the moon before he hits a home run. Fast forward 5 years later, Perry was on the mound in Candlestick Park pitching. They had a moment of silence for Apollo 11, I believe it was, landing on the moon. In the bottom of that inning, Gaylord Perry hit his first home run. That's insane to me. But anyways, in this video, we're going to recap yesterday, and then we're going to go over the good and bad hitter matchups. And then we're going to give you the best pitcher strikeout matchups. And then, of course, give you the full 15-game pitcher report. Finish it off with the best bets and the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 40,000 subscribers. All right, let's get this baseball journey rolling. And that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. The difference you're going to see in these videos is you're not going to see my face in the corner during these research slides. It'll be normal for the bets, but I don't have that set up yet. So either way, Vlad Freeman, 1+ hit each, 1-unit play, got the job done. Vlad single in his first at-bat. Freddie Freeman, I think, got it in his first at-bat as well. Also hit a home run later in the game. Just an easy winner there. Eovaldi over 5.5 Ks. This was wild. It was minus 140 when I bet it as an added play, and then it went down to minus 110, minus 115. It was reverse line movement. I have no idea why. He ended up a 7 or 8, I believe. Padres money line up 3-2 in the 7th inning. This is a team that if they're in the lead after 7, they are 24-0 because they have the #1 bullpen. 3-2 in the 7th. They bring in Morahan and Peralta. Get lit up for 10 runs. You go down 12-3. Absolute meltdown city. Dodgers team total over 5.5. Teoscar Hernandez got put in the IL today. Mookie Betts had an off day and did not play. It was a weaker lineup. They had 10 innings, and they did not get the job done. That was brutal. They lost outright to the Miami Marlins. And then Seth Lugo under 5.5 hits. He sucks. He just does. I don't like really any of the Royals pitchers, to be honest, with Walker or Lugo. He gave up like 7 or 8 hits to the White Sox. Just the second time only he's given up more than 5.5. Again, unpredictable sport. That's why I love it, but it's also why it's hard to bet. So that's the recap for Tuesday. Again, there's the overall record, down 4.36 units. Lost like 0.2 of a unit today. But again, just takes a couple hot days and we get it rolling. So that's what we got for the recap. Now let's talk the hitter matchups. There it is. We got 13 good hitter matchups for you today. Starting out with Wilson Contreras of the Cardinals, 7 for 22 off Mitch Keller. Lars Nootbaar's teammate, 6 for 18 off Keller as well. Then you see Pete Alonso, who's just unbelievable this year. K rate down, walk rate up, average up. He's just a new guy this year, that's for sure. But Pete Alonso, 5 for 16, 4 extra base hits, and 3 bombs off of Merrill Kelly. And then George Springer, 7 for 16 off Kikuchi. Alex Bregman swinging a hot bat, 4 for 10 down there. Aaron Judge, who hits everybody, 4 for 10 off Dylan Cease. Kyle Tucker. So we got some big names here with Austin Riley there, 3 for 9 off Hunter Green. All the way down to Adolis Garcia and Luis Arias, both 4 for 8 in their matchup. So that's what we got for the good hitter matchups. Now let's take a look at the bad hitter matchups. I'm not going to go through all of them because it's boring, but we have quite a bit. Nolan Arenado, 4 for 27 with 4 Ks. Not so good. And then a few athletics. Lawrence Butler, 1 for 13 against Brian Wu. Bryant Rooker, 1 for 14 with 7 Ks off Brian Wu, who is pitching unbelievable right now. And then Seager, so on and so on. So that's what we got for all the hitter matchups. Now let's talk some Ks. All right, we actually have no great pitcher strikeout matchups today for you, but I wanted to give you some more info. So here are the top 5 highest K rate pitchers today on the slate, and this is the reason why you're not seeing a lot of info on these, because Hunter Green facing the Braves, 9th lowest K rate versus righties last 3 weeks. Christopher Sanchez facing the Rays, 19th highest K rate versus lefties last 3 weeks. Shane Baz facing the Phillies. How about the 2nd lowest K rate versus righties at 17.3? And then Robbie Ray facing the Cubs. We know they don't strike out. How about the 2nd lowest K rate versus lefties at 15.3? And then Brian Woo 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 facing the A's, 5th lowest K rate versus righties. That's right. They have gotten much better at the swing and miss stuff, and that's only at 18.7%. So that right there kind of tells you, maybe there's some under Ks in the slate today, because there are some tough matchups for some of these guys. So that's what we got for the pitcher K matchups. Now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, these are the first 8 matchups of the day, starting with Logan Allen versus Mitchell Parker, a pair of lefties. Parker, super low K rate, but he's been pretty solid. Let's be honest, 3.48 ERA, 3.73 expected ERA. I'm going to talk about just a few of these pitchers on the slate, but Framber Valdez, K rate is down this year, struggling a bit more, giving up 15 earned runs now in his last 4 starts, facing Quinn Priester, and it has not been very pretty for him. Mitch Keller versus Sonny Gray, not going to talk about them, but Robbie Ray versus Brown for the Cubs. Robbie Ray, better control last 2 starts, only allowed 3 walks. That's been one of his biggest problems. Obviously, 12.7% walk rate. He went 7 innings now in 2 straight starts, so he's been giving him some length there too. And then Brian Woo, 8 Ks in 2 straight starts. He's become the ace of the Mariners right now with Logan Gilbert and George Kirby on the IL. He's allowed just 25 hits in 38.1 innings. Going up against Hoagland, 6 innings pitched. I don't know much about him exactly yet. But Kodai Senga, he's been dominant. Only 5 earned runs allowed all season. That's 32.2 innings. His K rate is a bit down this year, but other than that, still been doing well. And then Merrill Kelly, giving up 2 or less earned runs in 6 of his last 7 starts. Giving up 4 or less hits in 6 of 7 starts as well. So pitching pretty decent. Still has that 4 ERA, obviously, but not allowing many hits. And then Landon Knick-Knack Paddywhack only made 2 starts, giving up 7 earned runs in 6.2 innings with 6 walks. So it hasn't been great. And then Beloso for the Miami Marlins. He's not a good pitcher. Let's just face it. We faded him a couple times last year. And then Tyler Mahle. How about a 1.19 ERA, 0.98 whip? He's been excellent. 2 or less earned runs in all 7 starts, facing Tanner Houck, who has been the opposite this year. That's for sure. He has mightily struggled. So there's all the averages on the bottom. Hopefully this helps you out. That's page 1. Now let's take a look at page 2. Christopher Sanchez versus Shane Baz. Baz was awesome to start the year, but he was awful in his last start against the Royals. 9 hits given up and 7 earned runs against the Royals of all teams. He's had 2 terrible starts and 4 great starts going up against one of the better lefties in the league at Christopher Sanchez. And then we go down to Dylan Cease versus Max Fried. Now that is a matchup. Dylan Cease, he's been consistent. He's given up exactly 2 earned runs in 4 straight starts. He's only gone more than 5 innings twice. He's really labored out there when you see him. A lot of long ABs, a lot of long innings, a lot of pitches. 9.7% walk rate doesn't help. So expected ERA is down. I expect him to obviously improve that ERA as we get going here. And then Max Fried's just been unbelievable. 1.01 ERA, still an average K rate, which is where he's been around, but he's not allowing hits. He is great at limiting hard contact. Hunter Green versus Sherlock Holmes. Green, giving up 2 or less earned runs in 5 of 7 starts. Had a couple rocky starts, but other than that, been solid. And then Holmes showing improvement, coming off a 9K game and 2 earned runs allowed to the Dodgers. That's right, he was fired up too. I was watching that outing. And then Dean Kramer versus Simeon Woods Richardson. If you don't know, Richardson for the Twins, he's given up one of the highest barrel rates in the entire league. He's in the 3rd percentile, also 10th percentile in hard hit rate. So, people are hitting him very, very hard. Jonathan Cannon, Michael Wacha, not much to talk about there, just 2 kind of average pitchers. And then we got Jackson Jobe, the rookie, 3 or less earned runs given up in all 5 starts. Pretty impressive, but he has no more than 5 Ks, not missing many bats. And then Dollander, the other, I believe, rookie as well for the Rockies, coming off his best start of the season at home in Coors, allowed 1 earned run in 5.2 innings versus the Braves. And then we ended with Jose Barrios versus Yusei Kikuchi. Kikuchi really struggled with his command this year, not getting as many swing and misses as well, 24.4% K rate. So that's what we got for the pitcher report and all the research help. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Sacramento, where the A's host the Seattle Mariners. M's on the money line, minus 155. A's on the money line, plus 130, with a total of 9 runs. I'm going the first 5 innings, giving the Mariners minus a half a run in the first 5 innings, minus 110 on DraftKings. This is a half unit play for me here. I'm going to stick to the first 5. I don't want to deal with the bullpens. They're both pretty exhausted after the last 2 games they played each other. So let's talk the starting pitcher matchup. We got Brian Wu versus Gunnar Hoglund. Brian Wu, if you don't know, been one of the best starting pitchers in Major League Baseball this year. He's been solid. K rate is way up this year compared to last year. Like we mentioned earlier, 8+ Ks in last 2 starts, an absolutely elite .83 whip, which means there is just no base runners happening. 2.44 expected ERA, only 5.9 hits per 9, which is crazy. He did the same thing last year. He did not give up many hits. He has an elite 4.8% walk rate, just threw a 1-hitter last start at Texas. Not a great offense, obviously, to Oakland, or Athletics are better. But he's only given up more than 3 earned runs in 1 start all season. So good numbers versus some of these A's hitters, as we saw earlier. So I like Wu here. And then Gunnar Hoglund. He's only had 1 major league start, 6 innings. He gave up 1 earned run and gave up 6 hits to the Miami Marlins. This Mariners offense is obviously a little bit different. He has a 3.89 career minor league ERA. Nothing special. 203 Ks and 229.1 innings in the minors. Way less than 1 K per inning. This guy is not some elite young pitcher or anything. Maybe he'll be good down the road. But right now, I just have not seen enough, or he hasn't shown enough at least. Offenses, we've talked about it before. Mariners versus righties, still the number 1 offense in the last 3 weeks. Number 1 walk rate. I think they give him a little bit of a welcome to the majors type day for him. Whenever I say stuff like that, obviously it might mean he dominates, but I do think they get to him pretty easily here. A's versus righties. Top 10 offense. We've talked about this series already, but obviously the Mariners have been better. The A's have been pretty solid too, especially at home. But I'm getting the much better starting pitcher, the slightly better offense here. I'm not overthinking this one. I don't want to mess with the bullpens. Give me the Mariners to have the lead at -0.5 run in the first 5 innings as my first best bet. This second one takes us out to Miami, Florida, where the Marlins host the LA Dodgers. Dodgers on the money line -230. Marlins on the money line +190 with a total of 9.5 runs. You may roll your eyes. We're going right back to the well that we just lost yesterday. Dodgers team total over 5.5 runs, -118 on BetMGM. Half unit play for me here. Yes, they only got 4 runs on Tuesday, but Mookie Betts had the day off. They had 12 base runners. They hit into 2 double plays. They still scored 4 runs. I expect them to bounce back here and have a big offensive performance, especially after losing yesterday. They don't want to go down, lose a series to the Marlins. Offense, I'm not going to waste a lot of time. We know how elite they are. Even with Teoscar Hernandez on the IL, still a very deep lineup, and they have guys at the top of the order that can score 5 runs on their own with just a couple swings. So we know how good they are. But they're facing Valente Belozo, I think is how you say it, Bozo, whatever it is. He isn't very good. He doesn't miss many bats. He has 8 Ks in 12.2 innings. Small sample size. Just gave up 5 earned runs versus the A's in his last start at home. This man has more walks than Ks in the 12.2 innings. 8 walks to 7 Ks. A small sample size again, but he struggled last year. This isn't just new for him. 2nd percentile in whiff rate. That's not good. 4th percentile in K rate. 9th in walk percentage. Wild stat here. He's 2nd percentile in ground ball rate. This man does not give up ground balls, which means you got Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and these guys. Will Smith. They get the ball in the air. They hit the ball hard. You know where that's going. I expect a couple home runs incoming off of him. The Dodgers had a bad offensive game, but again, they had some base runners. Didn't have Mookie Betts that game. Still scored 4 runs. I think they break out here. Obviously, baseball is day to day, but I'm going to go right back to the well because if they score 12, I don't want to miss out on this. So give me the Dodgers team total over 5.5 as my second best bet. All right, this third one takes us out to Fenway Park where the Red Sox host the Texas Rangers. Red Sox money line -120, Rangers money line +100 with a total of 9.5 runs, and that's where we're going. Give me the under 9.5 runs at -115 on BetMGM. Half unit play for me here. This number is just too high in my opinion. Well, obviously I think that, but good hitting conditions per usual in Fenway Park, but I still think this is too high. Starting pitcher matchup, Tyler Mahle versus Tanner Houck. Let's talk about Mahle first. He has been unbelievable. Strange to see a 9.5 total with a Rangers offense and Mahle on the bump, but he has given up only 5 earned runs all season in 37.2 innings. Includes starts versus the Dodgers, the Cubs, the A's, the Rays. So decent starts there, or decent competition. An elite .98 whip. That's what you're looking for. You don't want base runners. So good at limiting hard contact. 88th percentile in hard hit rate. 79th in barrel percentage, 77th in average exit velocity. He's just flat out not giving up a lot of hard contact with great command on top of it. I like him to pitch well yet again here. Tanner Houck, here is the wild card. His ERA, it's high, but it's inflated because he had 1 start of 11 earned runs. If we just take out the 1 start he's had, and again, You can never judge a pitcher on the best start he's had or the worst start he's had. But you take that one start out, 3.95 ERA this year. Not terrible, obviously, but he hasn't been sharp. I'm not going to sit here and say he's been great or anything. It has not been as good as last season. He gave up 2 and 1 earned runs, though, in 2 of his last 3 starts. Faced some easy competition, but again, he's facing the Rangers offense, and they stink. Let's talk about it. The Rangers offense, they've been really bad for most of the year. Yes, one good game yesterday. That's not enough for me just to think they've all of a sudden figured it out. Scored the 9th fewest runs off righties in the last 3 weeks, 11th lowest WRC plus, 10th lowest slugging. Nothing impressive. Seager tries to carry this team. Simeon and these guys will probably eventually figure this out. They got too many good hitters with Adolis Garcia, but right now it's just not. They're not hitting well. Bullpens, both in pretty good shape here in regards to rest and having their top leverage arms and all that kind of stuff. So they've both been average when it comes to ERA and numbers like that in the bullpen the last few weeks. It's nothing special out of the bullpen, but again, they're not two terrible bullpens. And with them being rested, I don't mind it at all. So finally, all 7 Rangers games with Tyler Mahle on the mound have gone under 9.5 runs. In fact, only one game has even went over 7 runs. And 4 of 7 Houck starts have gone under as well. I think we look at under. I think 9.5 is a little too inflated. I think we see this at 9 by first pitch. Maybe it goes down to 8.5. I'm not sure. I know Fenway Park hitting conditions are the reason why this is higher, but give me the under 9.5. That is my third and final best bet on the video. Any added plays will be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord. More than likely going to drop a prop or two as more come out in the morning as well. So before we get out of here, let's check out that recap. All right, there it is. My 3 best bets so far. Mariners minus a half a run in the first 5 innings, minus 110. Dodgers team total over 5.5, going back to the well. And then the under 9.5 in the Red Sox-Rangers game for a half unit with more plays coming. So be sure to check the pinned comments. It'll be on X and Discord as well. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I really appreciate the support. Again, go check out that NBA video. That is out now as well. But hope you have a great Wednesday, and we'll talk to you soon.